Hello Game Techers, how are you? BrunaoGameTech here in action again, and this would be yet another video from this channel and from the very person who's talking to you now, if not for a huge detail, its core character. Do you recognize this buddy here in my hand? That's it, my own cell phone, Redmi 9, 4 years with it, and it never gave me any sort of problem or headache until now. This horrific smear was the result of a fall. Yes, despite my extreme caution with everything I own, especially electronics, it happened. Worse, on a Friday night. It could have happened on any other day, but not on a weekend. Anyway, it happened. Worried, I immediately grabbed it again and began to look for any damage. And to my unfortune, a black line began to rise slowly from the bottom, eventually hitting the top of the screen. I don't understand, because this same phone had already fallen from higher heights and sustained no damage. This kind of damage is not repairable, not even if you run a dead pixel test for hours straight. The only way is by replacing the entire display module, which can cost you a considerable money. Still, the phone is one of my work and communication instruments. For example, I record the face cams of playtime and arcade weekends with it to catch my reactions while I play something, as well as voice narrations for videos where I don't appear at all, and I can't afford to keep using this phone like that with this horrific damage, so I readily acquired the replacement panel from Shopee. The purchase was on Saturday dawn. The object shipped on the same day, and as soon as Monday came, I picked it up. Very fast delivery, as I'm already into phone repair for quite some time, having already repaired a good deal of displays, and also because it would cost me twice as much if I took it to a store just to replace the screen. And if you have bills to be paid like me, you will identify yourself here. I decided to provide the repair myself. All tools set, display ready for replacement. I got the expertise. It's not a big problem for me. Let's set up our workspace. Ready or patient? It's surgery time. After shutting the phone down, we began by removing the rear cover, then unscrewing the screws that hold the board's plastic shield and the loudspeaker module. The Redmi 9's rear cover is not glued, which makes our life easier, or not exactly. In my case, I had a little struggle to remove the back cover, as you just saw. Take care not to damage the power cable, not the chip drawer. Next, disconnect the battery cable, ensuring there will be no power running through the board. Static energy, even in small quantities, is fatal for any electronic device. For additional caution, I also decided to remove the subboard cable. Now the most critical part, it's time to remove the old screen. The idea is to use a hot air station, but this is one that I will be owing you. My tools are scarce, as it also does my workspace. I'm recording from my bedroom, which is the only place suitable enough for me to work. Due to this, I will resort on a hair dryer. These are my resources for now, so we will have to rely on them. A mistake I committed here on this job. Please do not forget to use gloves and an anti-static wrist strap. Please don't do like I did, handling it without protection. Screen removal needed patience and attention. It required 3 hot air rounds for me to weaken and soften the glue, which is very well formulated and resilient to this type of intervention. I heated it to the point the screen frame was on fire. Well, not literally, which required me careful handling to avoid burning my hand. Despite the original screen being damaged, it still works and generates image. As such, I wanted to preserve for any further occasion. With extreme caution, I pull it away from the frame while cutting the glue away. A little bit later, and there it is. Display module removed with no further problem, and the most important of all, fully preserved. There's my reflex on the screen, it's me! Now it's time for us to place the new display module. Before proceeding, I make sure there is no damage both in the glass and the LCD itself. As such, I pass the flex cable through the frame through this little window connecting with the main board located right behind it. Screen connected, but I'll not close the phone yet. Before placing it, a brief test to ensure everything is good. Let's go, connecting, power on, and voila! There it is, display powers up, good image, good touch screen, everything responding as it should. Let's finally place the new display in. I used the T7000 black glue, but you can also use the B7000 white glue if you wish to. I said white glue just to differentiate because in reality it's transparent. It has a slightly different formulation, but the results are pretty much the same. We generally don't apply big doses, but I like prevention over remedy, so I decided to go for a generous quantity to make sure it won't fall off. I slowly and gently lower the piece back to its place, very carefully, then I press with my fingers to spread the glue and ensure fixation. There is display replacement completed with no further problem. Now to reconnect all cables, rescrew all screws, close the phone and cover with rubber band for additional pressure while the glue dries and strengthens. This will take at least 1 hour. And now, an hour later, for the final test. Overall display quality is pretty good, pixel definition is satisfying and the color contrast is very close to the original part. Not exactly the same, but quite similar. Can't expect absolute perfection from a second line part, but for a thing that cost me 60 reais, it plays its role very well. Touchscreen is responsive and command response is very fast, virtually identical to the original. And the most important thing of all, it fit perfectly, exactly the same shape as the original piece. It did not overshoot the frame nor did it leak any lights. This is the way I like things done. A quick look and one won't notice it's a different display model. After all this journey, we celebrate the success by doing what I do best, play. As there is nothing better to put this screen to the test, I gathered some games here just to experience the new display. Starting with something rather basic, this is Driver Experience, an open world race game with various cars to choose from and drive, and even police chases. Then I sought after some Horizon Chase, another racing game with a classic approach. Those fond of Top Gear and Outrun will call it home. What's better, it's made in Brazil. I work from the Aquarius Game Studio. Big hugs to all the folks at Rio Grande do Sul. Up next, Fractal Combat X, a work-plane simulator with Ace Combat vibes to it, except you fight in outer space across many planets in an entire solar system. Gunship Battle, on the other hand, involves helicopter combat. I played since 2015, when I got my first Android phone, the Sony Xperia C. I made a video about it and my story with it. Something retro now. Pinout is a time-driven pinball with strong 80s influences and look and feel, kinda vaporwave. That's another I played since the Xperia times. Back on the racetrack, this here is speed racing. Despite not having the best graphics in its genre, it's fun and good enough to spend some time. I tried to launch Asphalt 9 and Standoff 2, but both say me I'm not connected despite my phone actually being connected. At least I got Street Fighter to run. This mobile version of Street Fighter 4 is very competent, and even on a mobile it managed to transplant the gameplay mechanics and visuals of said game. Obviously there were reductions. Battle scenarios, for example, are much less detailed than their console versions and are static, no animation. Fighters models were nerfed too, also losing some animation frames. Anyway, Capcom still managed to bring a good work even on mobile. And to finish this part, emulators. The most graphically robust I have here are the Redmi, which runs Dreamcast. Just look at Virtua Fighter and Capcom vs SNK there. And the next one is PPSSPP, kinda curious name, which is no surprise to anybody that it gives right off the name the type of platform it runs. Mortal Kombat Unchained is the PSP version of MK Deception, with some features including the PS2 game Armageddon. My choice was Jax. Major Jack Briggs, one of my MK favorites, but didn't finish the fight because battery was on its last breath. And well, that's it. We came full circle. We successfully conducted a true electronic surgery. Never thought I would be repairing my own phone, not because of the lack of caution. Accident happened. But that's old story. The Redmi is there again. Its display replaced, ready for another round. Life goes on. If you stuck with me until this moment, that's a positive sign. It means you enjoy the content and want to see more of it. So please subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave your impressions, like and share with everybody who's into this content. Be sure to follow me on Facebook and Instagram as well. Link list will also redirect you here. And just to remind you, as I don't have the multi-voice track feature activated yet here on my channel, I'll be posting this video in Portuguese as well. That's it. See you again in another content. Thank you for staying with me. BrunaoGameTech thanks your prestige. Till the next time, stay well and peace out. Bye.